Good morning, Boker Tov. Boker Oh, I hope today is a good morning for you as we get together on this Tuesday morning. A beautiful time for us to greet one another and to greet the new day. Please do feel free to drop a word of connection. Good morning, Steve, to those who are with us and to me. I really appreciate it. And it's very meaningful for us to have this opportunity each day. I'm grateful for the opportunity for us to start the day together. So to one, to all, Boker Tov. Boker Oh, welcome to Boker Tov from Temple Sinai. Temple Sinai Congregation of Toronto's daily opportunity to connect, to reflect, and to remember. I'm Rabbi Michael Dolgan, and it's a pleasure this morning to have this opportunity to be here with you. Good morning, Joni and Annette and Sandra and one and all. And today being a Tuesday, we will share one of my favorite poems from a writer, Rich Orloff. But before we do that, let's start out together by reciting this prayer in English for the body and the wonders that it does each and every day. Blessed eternal God, creator of the universe, you have fashioned our bodies with wisdom, creating within us a finely balanced network. To stand before you in prayer is itself a fragile miracle. Eternal God, we praise you as the healer of body and spirit. And let's join together in the prayer for the soul in Hebrew and in English. It's written so that in the second line and the next as well, there are all these words that end with a hey, with a mapik, which means send it out. It's an idea of letting the breath out at the end of these words. Eloi neshama shenatata bi torahi, אתה בראתה, אתה יצרתה, אתה נפחתה בי, ואתה משמרה בקרבי. כל זמן שהנשמה בקרבי, מודה אני לפניך. אדוני אלוהי ואלוהי אבותיי, ריבון כל המעשים, אדון כל הנשמות. ברוך אתה, אדוני, אשר בידו נפש כל חי, ורוח כל בשר איש. The soul that you have given me, O God, is a pure one. You have created and formed it, breathed it into me, and within me you sustain it. So long as my soul is within me, I will give thanks to you, eternal my God and God of my ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. We praise you, eternal God, in whose hand is the power of all life and the spirit of all flesh. And let's join together in these words, La'asok b'divrei Torah, to celebrate all the different versions and opportunities and elements of our learning tradition. Everything from the ancient written words of Torah to comments and questions throughout the ages to the modern comments and poems written today to expand our tradition. Please join me in these words of obligation and appreciation. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. Va'arev na Adonai Eloheinu, et divrei Toratcha b'finu, ובפי עמך בית ישראל, ונהיה אנחנו וצאצאינו, וצאצאי עמך בית ישראל, כולנו יודעי שמך, ולומדי תורתך לשמה. ברוך אתה אדוני, המלמד תורה לעמו ישראל. אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור. These are the obligations whose value cannot be measured. They nourish us in this world and help us to create the world to come. Kibud av va'em, to honor fathers and mothers. Ugmilut chasadim, to perform acts of love and kindness. V'ashkamat beit midrash shacharit v'arvit, to attend the house of study morning and evening. V'achnasat ochim, to welcome the stranger. Uvikul cholim, to visit the sick. V'hachnasat kala, to provide for brides and grooms. Ulevayat hamed, to keep faith with the dead. V'yun tefillah, to pray with sincerity. V'hava'at shalom ben adam l'chavero, to make peace when there is strife. V'talmud Torah keneged kulam, and the study of Torah is equal to them all. Well, this morning, as we make our journey through the week, let's continue, sorry about that, with our Psalm for Journeys, Shir Ma'alot, and let's begin with Baruch She'amar in preparation in Hebrew and English. Baruch She'amar v'haya ha'olam. Blessed is the one who speaks that we might listen. Blessed is the one who acts that we might be witnesses. Baruch Hu v'Baruch Shemo. Blessed is the one who decides that we might accept. Blessed is the one who has mercy that we might live. Baruch She'amar v'haya ha'olam. Blessed is the one who removes the darkness that we might see. Blessed is the one who lives forever that we might believe. Blessed is the one who saves and delivers that we might be redeemed. And Shir Ma'alot is about, as we go through our journeys, trying to direct our gaze upward in every sense, to look forward, to look for what is better, to look for the beauty and the possibility in our days. Shir Ma'alot. I will look only upward, past the mountains, for my help comes from the one beyond. My help comes from the eternal, maker of heaven and earth. Ever alert, your guardian will never allow your foot to stumble. The guardian of Israel never rests, never sleeps. The eternal will watch over you as a shadow cast by your right hand. You will not be overcome by the sun nor abandoned by the moon. The eternal will guard you from all evil, watching over you. The eternal will guard you as you set out and as you return from this very moment until the end of time. Let's join together in Shema Yisrael, these words that bind us to one another and to God, who is truly and ultimately one. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם, ויעשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם. ונתנו על ציצית הכנף פתיל תכלת, והיה לכם לציצית, וראיתם אותו. וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני, ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם, ואחרי עיניכם, אשר אתם זונים אחריהם. למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. I'm going to recite our poem from Rich a little later today, but going to first recite our prayers for the soldiers of the IDF and our prayer for strength and healing, which includes the hostages who continue to suffer in captivity. But as the war painfully resumes because of the intractable violence and hatred of Hamas and their terrorist allies, we continue praying for those who must put themselves in harm's way, to stand up to those who affirm with their words and their actions, Hamas terrorists and others, that they live a life committed to violence. מי שבירך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, ואמותינו שרה, רבקה, לאה ורחל, הוא יברך את חיילי צבא ההגנה לישראל, ושאר מגיני עמנו, העומדים על משמרתם. ישמרם הקדוש ברוך הוא, ויצילם מכל צרה וצוקה, מכל נגע ומחלה, וישלח ברכה בכל מעשה ידיהם. ויקוים בהם הכתוב, וכיתתו חרבותיהם לעתים, וחניתותיהם למזמרות, לא יישאו גוי אל גוי חרב, ולא ימדון עוד מלחמה, וישבו איש תחת גפנו, ותחת תאנתו, ואין מחריד ונאמר, Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless the soldiers of the IDF and all who defend our people. May the Holy One guard them against all difficulty and distress, injury and illness. May all of their actions bring blessing, fulfilling the prophet's words. Let them beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Let nation not lift up sword against nation, and may they learn war no more. May all sit under a vine or fig tree, with none to make them afraid. And we say together, Amen. Let's join together in our prayer for healing of the body, healing of the mind, healing of the soul. For those immediately around us who are ill or injured or unwell or isolated, and likewise for those who are forcibly isolated by Hamas terrorists, but those right around us who are in need of support and strength and healing. Those names that have been given to me and given to Temple, those names that have been placed in the chat in this and other services, for one of them, for all of them, we turn together to these words of refuah. מי שברך אבותינו אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, ואמותינו שרה, רבקה, לאה ורחל, הוא ירפא את כל מכותינו. יהי רצון מלפניך, אדוני אלוהינו, להחרימם ולרפאותם, וישלח לנו מהרה רפואה שלמה ועטרת שלום, ונאמר Amen. May the one who blessed our ancestors bless and heal all who suffer. May it be the divine will to provide healing and strength. Reveal to us the holiness of life, the wholeness of shalom, and let us say together, Amen. I hope somehow in the next days we can hear that something new and different has happened in regard of the hostages, that there are plans for their release, or that the world would take their plight seriously. Together here on Boker Tov, we connect and reflect and remember, and the main prayer that memories are focused around in our written tradition, in our prayer tradition, is the Kaddish. Kaddish, though, as I say regularly when standing with people at a graveside, is a prayer that does not mention death. The words Oseh Shalom that we're so familiar with singing make up the end of the Kaddish, which is mainly a prayer of praise of the eternal. At the same time, I don't think that's what's in people's hearts and minds when they recite it as a mourner's Kaddish. I had a discussion with Rich Orloff, writer and poet, in our work together about what this prayer means, what the moment means, and influenced by that conversation, he wrote a poem that he titled The Big Ask, or the Orphan's Kaddish. The technical name of Kaddish is not a mourner's Kaddish, but Kaddish Yatom, which literally means the orphan's Kaddish. I think it reflects the kind of emotional response that many feel in time of loss of a parent or loss of the last parent. And I want to share this, one of my favorite of his poems, with you. I will share it and maybe share a few words of comment and read it again before we remember. The Big Ask. To God, to my ancestors, to anyone who will listen, I ask and pray for this. Bless me with a peace that makes room for profound sorrow, that is deeper than happiness, that accepts pain and loss, that's not dependent on good news. Bless me with a peace that comforts when I feel anguish, that steadies me when I feel uncertain, that expands me when I think small, that finds a way through my fiercest resistance. Bless me with a peace that stretches beyond my horizons, that heals even if I can't explain why, that offers delight as an everyday gift, that allows me to see blessings. Bless me with a peace that is a refuge from torment, that is an oasis from yearning, that is a sanctuary from trauma, that transcends all else, but never denies all else. Bless me with a peace that renews my gratitude for life and that I can access every time I let you in. The word peace, shalom, is such a big word. I mean, yes, it is in fact 4 letters in Hebrew, but it's a word that encompasses so much. It expresses relationship by its use for greeting and parting. It is a word that means cessation of difficulties or hostilities, but it is eventually from the root shalem, which means wholeness, completeness. And what peace is and what it can be, to be peace in its whole sense. I think aspects of that are beautifully expressed by this prayer. That the kind of a shalom, a wholeness, a peace that we all deserve, but that is not simple to find, nor possible always to keep, even if we find it. One more time, the Big Ask, or the Orphan's Kaddish. To God, to my ancestors, to anyone who will listen, I ask and pray for this. Bless me with a peace that makes room for profound sorrow, that is deeper than happiness, that accepts pain and loss, that's not dependent on good news. Bless me with a peace that comforts when I feel anguish, that steadies me when I feel uncertain, that expands me when I think small, that finds a way through my fiercest resistance. Bless me with a peace that stretches beyond my horizons, that heals even if I can't explain why, that offers delight as an everyday gift, that allows me to see blessings. Bless me with a peace that is a refuge from torment, that is an oasis from yearning, that is a sanctuary from trauma, that transcends all else, but never denies all else. Bless me with a peace that renews my gratitude for life, and that I can access every time I let you in. And let us consider all the possible kinds of peace as we do so in memory of those who died in recent days and weeks, those who died at this season in years past, and those who we've taken into our hearts with our own. During the past 30 days, the period of Shloshim, we extend our condolences to the families of Michael Lander, Joy Lowenstein, Ian Hart, Rose Weinstock, Ari Hockman, Larry Robbins, Len Kahane, Roseanne Ain, Phyllis Schwartz, Pauline Finkelben, Valerie Fox. And we remember all victims of war and terror, especially terror victims Shiri Bibas, Ariel Bibas, Kfir Bibas, Hassan Karim Dahamshe, Yitzhak Elgarat, Moshe Musa Horan, Oded Lifshitz, Ohad Yalomi, Shlomo Mansour, Tzachi Idan, Yali Gul. And on Yahrzeit, on the anniversary of their deaths on this 25th day of Adar, the 25th of March, 2025, we honor the life and legacy on Yahrzeit of Myron Kane, Holly Dumbrow, Sarah Glassman, Mildred Grand Coleman, Edna Jacobs, Dorothy Creever, Michael Millstone, Ruth Nasina, Sarah Rice, Bunty Shapira, Patty Starr, Leonard Len Wise. Zichronam Livracha. May their memories be a blessing to us. Our griefs and sympathies are mingled as we turn together to words sanctified by memory, words glorified by hope. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemeh rabba, ve'alma divrach uvte ve'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon u'v'yomechon, v'chaye dechol bet Yisrael, v'agala u'vizman karev v'imo. Amen. Yehi shmeh rabba mevorach le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shemei dekudsha barechu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechemata damiran ve'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shmaya v'chaim alenu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'momav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen. May the one who gives peace give peace to all those in need of strength and healing, and may we experience real and true peace. Boker Tov, Boker Ol, make it a good one.